Hello, my name is Pam Horton. I'm a registered dietitian with the Marion County Public Health Department, and I'm here today to talk to you about flexitarian eating. So you may be one of the many people who have been hearing about the benefits of eating a plant-based diet, but I think for a lot of people, they think that means that they have to give up a lot of their favorite foods. So maybe you think, yes, I'd like to start eating more plants, but I really love cheeseburgers and I'm just not going to be able to give up cheeseburgers. Or I really want to have pizza every once in a while. Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to talk about flexitarian eating, and that's really just a combination of two words, the words flexible and vegetarian. So you can still get a lot of the benefits of a plant-based diet, but still enjoy some of your favorite foods too. So we're going to talk about eating a lot of plant foods today, but also just being flexible with it too. You don't need to be strict and have a hard, fast rule to get some of the benefits. So speaking of benefits, let's talk about some of the benefits of a plant-based diet and why so many people are interested right now. Well, one of the benefits is it can really reduce your risks for developing heart disease. So basically, your heart really likes plants. Okay? And the reason for that is because plant foods don't contain saturated fat, which is one of the main culprits in the development of heart disease. So saturated fats are the fats that kind of clog your arteries and give you the atherosclerosis. Plant foods, for the most part, have fats that are healthy for your heart. So that's one benefit. You might be reducing your risks of developing heart disease. Another benefit is a reduction in the development of cancer, especially gastric cancer. So stomach cancer and colon cancer. There's a lower incidence in people who eat mostly plants, especially if they're careful about eating red meat and if they're careful about avoiding processed meats, which are things like bologna and sausage and hot dogs, lunch meat, beef jerky, those kind of things. So by eating lots of plants, you can reduce your cancer risks. It can also help to control or remedy high blood pressure. There's a lot of potassium, which helps to control your blood pressure. Plant foods are typically lower in sodium, so that can help with your blood pressure. So those are some benefits for you as a person, but there are also benefits for the planet too. Raising animals for food is the number 3 contributor to greenhouse gases. So the first being transportation sector, then the natural gas and coal industry, and then raising animals for food, especially beef, is really hard on the planet. So if you're a person who's interested in taking care of yourself and the planet, eating the flexitarian way might be a good way to do that. So you may be thinking, are there any downsides to eating mostly plants? Well, for some people, it might be a big switch. If you're a person who's used to eating a lot of meat and a lot of dairy foods, and you try to drastically change your diet to eating mostly plants, you're probably not going to be very happy. So what we say is you just do it slowly. You don't need to make the transition quickly. You can do it slowly, and you're more likely to stick with it if you adjust to it more slowly. So that might be a downside for some people, as it may be kind of a big stretch. Another potential downside is that just because you're not eating animal foods doesn't necessarily mean that you're putting healthy foods in your body. So for example, Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, Oreo cookies, sweet chili Doritos are all vegan foods. So there's no animal products in them at all, but are they healthy foods? Are they good for your body? No, they're highly processed. So you can have a really poor omnivore diet, but you can also have a really poor plant-based diet. So when we talk about plant-based eating, we are focusing on whole food plant-based. By whole food, we mean the food as close to its original form as possible. So we want to look at things like lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, lots of beans, lots of nuts, lots of seeds, those kind of things. So whole food plant-based is what we're going for here. So any other potential downsides? Well, if you're taking some foods out of your diet, like dairy foods and meat, that do provide you with important nutrients, you need to replace them with other foods that have those same important nutrients. So for example, if you're taking meat and chicken and fish out, you might be getting less protein. you need to make sure you replace that with some plant-based protein, which is easy to do, things like beans and nuts and seeds. If you're taking milk out, you need to make sure that you're getting calcium and vitamin D somewhere else in your diet. Most of the plant milks are fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Orange juices typically, or can be, fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Or you can take a supplement. That's another easy way to do it. So protein, calcium, vitamin D. If you're a person who's going really strict and eating a vegan diet, which means you have no animal foods in your diet, you'll need to make sure that you get vitamin B12 supplement because you can get that only from animal foods. Okay, so those are some potential downsides of a plant-based diet, but really the evidence is absolutely irrefutable that eating a lot of plants, eating mostly plants, is a very healthy way to eat and can help you avoid chronic diseases in the future. So if this sounds interesting to you, you may be thinking, okay, that's great. How am I supposed to do this? How can I go about doing it? Well, we recommend that you start small. So for instance, maybe you want to have a meatless Monday. Make your Mondays meatless. That might be a good way to start. Maybe you want to have a dairy-free weekend. So for this whole weekend, I'm going to avoid dairy foods. Or maybe you want to have vegetarian lunches that you take to work during the week. Anyway, just kind of start small, start with some small, easy steps to kind of start your transition into the whole food, plant-based world. But remember, you can also be a little bit flexible. You can still get the benefits by eating mostly plants and not completely plants. Okay, so you do have a little bit of flexibility there to have some of your favorite foods still included. So speaking of that and your favorite foods, I'd like to just prepare a quick, easy salad for you. It's called a Mediterranean vegetable salad. It's mostly vegetables and it's got a little bit of dairy in it because we're being flexible today. So let me show you how quick and easy this recipe is to make. Okay, well, we're going to get started on our Mediterranean vegetable salad. So we have some grape tomatoes, a pint of those. We just cut those in half. So into our bowl they go. Whoops. Okay, so in go our tomatoes. So the next thing is going to be just a yummy, delicious, crunchy, fresh cucumber. So if you like cucumbers, that's great. If you're a person who doesn't like cucumbers, you could substitute a zucchini or a yellow squash if you prefer that. So we're just going to put in this crispy cucumber. Cucumbers are pretty common in many Mediterranean dishes. So just quick chop that cucumber up into our bowl. It goes. Okay, and now we're just going to dice up a few green onions, which are great. They're nice and mild, so they give a delicious kind of oniony taste, but it won't stick with you all day like some other kind of onions. So this is about 3 green onions, and I'm going to use the whole green onion, the white part and the green part, and they all taste good. So as you can see, it's going to be a really pretty, colorful salad. You've probably heard about the importance of eating the rainbow. And we're going to eat the rainbow today with this salad. So again, just very simple. And when we were talking earlier, we talked about some plant-based sources of protein. So we're going to add some garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. Really good source of plant-based protein. Into our salad they go. If you prefer another kind of bean, by all means you can use that. And so we could, if we wanted, stop right here, just stir this up and add our dressing if we wanted this salad to be completely plant-based. It'd still be delicious this way. But we're going to be flexible here, and we're going to add some feta cheese. So feta cheese is a strong tasting cheese, so you can use less of it. And remember, cheese has got a lot of that saturated fat that's not good for our heart. So we're going to put about a half of a container in here because it's strong and this cheese is going to go a long way. And then of course you are welcome to make your own salad dressing, but we're going to go the convenient way. We're just going to use some of this balsamic vinaigrette. If you are interested in making your own salad dressing, it's very easy. It's just an acid, an oil, and some kind of flavoring or seasoning. Just whisk together in a bowl. It takes just a couple minutes. We're gonna take the easy way out, and we're gonna use just some of this balsamic dressing. Just put a little bit on there, not too much. And we're just gonna stir it up. And there you have your Mediterranean salad, all ready to go, ready to eat. And it's really good with some crusty bread or some pita chips on the side. It's really good, so I recommend you try it. It's a great way to get some vegetables into your diet and start yourself on your journey to flexitarian eating. Thank you.